Good evening. You're joining the State of Business with me, Nishani Figuera. Here's a look at the stories that made headlines today. Central Bank Governor says Sri Lanka will raise around $2.5 billion in the international market this year. And electricity generation affected by dry weather, Ministry urges public to consume sparingly. In tonight's main story, the Central Bank Governor Dr. Indrajit Kumaraswamy says the government intends to raise funds through a syndicated loan and a sovereign bond issue in 2017. The governor said the central bank will obtain cabinet approval to raise the funds. He said it will help the country expand its foreign reserves up to around $7.5 billion by the end of this year. As at end December 2016, Sri Lanka's foreign reserves stood at $6 billion and has declined to $5.5 billion by end of January.
In the coming months, the government intends to raise a syndicated loan, and then the government also has an intention about raising an international sovereign bond. On top of that, if the agreement with China Merchant for Hambantota port goes through, another $1 billion is expected. The sovereign bond, I can tell you this, there is up to $1 billion. Yeah, up to $1 billion.
Up to $1 billion syndicated, 1.5 billion.
Yeah. So parliamentary approval has been got for $1 billion for the sovereign for the syndicated loan, and we are asking for parliamentary approval, which hopefully will go through in the next week or two, for 1.5 billion, up to cabinet, sorry, not parliamentary, both are cabinet approval, up to 1.5 billion for the sovereign bond. So 1 billion, up to 1 billion and up to 1.5 billion.
Speaking further, he said the private sector credit needs to be curtailed in order to avoid any slippage in the economy. He said bulk of the private sector credit has been issued by state banks such as People's Bank and Bank of Ceylon. He said that they would speak to those banks about this.
We're going to monitor the situation very closely because one aspect that worries us is the increase in private sector credit. There, if you look at it, the two state banks are lending at 30% plus. I think the Bank of Ceylon at about, the growth is about 30%, People's Bank is about 32%. The other banks, both the domestic private banks as well as foreign banks, are below 20% now. And we intend to speak to them and see how this can be addressed. Because of course, if the transmission mechanism gets distorted, if the state banks are not as sensitive to interest rates as we would like them to be. So we will have a conversation with them about that.
Speaking further, the governor said that 2 internal inquiries and an investigation by the Criminal Investigations Department into the Perpetual Treasuries, which is allegedly accused of the bond scam, is underway. Dr. Kumaraswamy added that the Monetary Board has also curtailed some of the activities of the primary dealer.
Those actions are proportionate to violations that were identified in the central bank's on-site examination report of the Perpetual Treasuries. But that report also identified other things, but which needed to be investigated further. So in relation to that, the Monetary Board decided that the governor, I as the governor, should write to the Inspector General of Police to instigate an inquiry. And that inquiry is going on. In addition to that, the Monetary Board found other concerns which came out of the on-site report, which could not be fully established as violations, but which had to be investigated further. So we have, I think, 2 internal inquiries also going on. So we have the CID inquiry, 2 internal inquiries, and we have curtailed the activities, Perpetual Treasuries.
The third report, compiled by the President Parliamentary Committee on Public Enterprises, was tabled in Parliament today. The COP chairman, MP Sunil Handurnetti, said the committee has prepared the report after probing the affairs of 15 state-owned entities.
මේ ආයතන 15න් රටේ ආර්ථිකයට ඇති කරන දායකත්වය සහ බලපෑම අපේ කාර්යක සභාවේ විශේෂ විමර්ශනයට ලක් වුණා. විශේෂයෙන්ම පහුගිය කාලේ අපේ රටේ සිද්ධ වෙච්ච පාඩු ලබනවායි කියනට වඩා නාස්තිකාර අනාර්ථික ආර්ථික වශයෙන් අවදගත් වෙන විශාල ව්‍යාපෘති ගණනාවක් මේ ආයතන හරහා ක්‍රියාත්මක වෙලා තියෙනවා. විශේෂයෙන්ම සූර්යාව ක්‍රීඩාංගණය වගේ ක්‍රීඩාංගණයකට අද අයිතිකාරයෙක් නැති තත්ත්වයක් තියෙනවා. වරාය අධිකාරියෙන්ද බිලියන 5.3ක් ගෙවන්නේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා ක්‍රිකට් ආයතනයේද කියන සාකච්ඡාව තියෙනවා. එතන පාඩුව කෝටි 530ක්. ඒ විතරක් නෙමෙයි ඒ වගේම මාර්ග සංවාද අධිකාරිය යටතේ මාර්ග සංවාද අධිකාරියට අදාළ නොවන ව්‍යාපෘති හැටියට හදපු සමහර දේවල් මිලියන 57000ක විතර අනාර්ථික කටයුතු සිද්ධ වෙලා තියෙනවා. නෙළුම් කුළුණට වියදම් කර මුදල් වල අද තත්ත්වය ඒ වගේම හම්බන්තොට වරායේ පාඩුව කරු කතානායකතුමනි මේ වාර්තාවේ තියෙනවා මිලියන 37000ක්. මම ආසන්න වශයෙන් කිව්වොත් මේ වාර්තාවෙන් අපි අනාවරණය කරන ආයතන 15 ඉලක්කම් හැටියට මේ වාර්තාවෙම තියෙනවා කෝටි 11000ක පමණ රටට වෙච්ච පාඩුවක්.
Ministry of National Policies and Economic Affairs today introduced Swashakti loan scheme targeting startups. The project targets young graduates, women and the differently abled at the grassroots level to extend financial, technical and marketing support. The aim of the Swashakti project is to create 25,000 startups through 25,000 business ideas. Under this loan scheme, a maximum loan amount of 200,000 rupees will be disbursed at an interest rate of 5.5%.
The various central bank schemes have disbursed loans amounting to rupees 79.5 billion among 917,200 MSME entrepreneurs during the last 5 years. Now, Sri Lanka has had a number of schemes to promote SMEs over the previous several decades. However, their track record has been mixed. To be successful, support for SMEs falls into 4 categories. First is training, second is inputs including technology, 3 is access to finance, and 4 is marketing.
In addition, a maximum grant of 50,000 rupees will be given to meet the initial expenses of the startup business. Existing businesses will receive a maximum loan of 250,000 rupees at an interest rate of 5.5%.
ආර්ථිකයේ අන්තිමට ඒ වාසිය පොඩි මිනිහට ලැබෙන්න ඕනේ. ඒ ආර්ථිකයේ වාසිය ගමට ලැබෙන්න. ඒ ආර්ථිකයේ වාසිය නිසා මේ රටේ මධ්‍යම පන්තිය ව්‍යාප්ත වෙන්න ඕනේ. අන්න ඒ අරමුණු ඇතුව තමයි අපි මේ වැඩසටහන කරන්නේ. තවත් අලුත් වැඩසටහන් ගේනවා. අපි බැංකුවේ කතා කරගෙන යනවා. අද බැංකු වලට ඒ ග්‍රාමීය ප්‍රදේශයේ තියෙන ශාඛාවලට තැන්පත් කරන මුදල දිහා බැලුවාම ඒ මුදලෙන් අපි සෑයීමකටපත් වෙන්නේ ගමට යන ප්‍රමාණය ගැන. ඒ නිසා කොහොමද මේ ප්‍රමාණය වැඩි කරන්නේ?
We'll return with more news right after this short break. Welcome back. You're watching The State of Business. Deputy Minister of Power and Renewable Energy Ajit P. Pereira urges the public to save electricity in the wake of continuing dry weather. He said the Ceylon Electricity Board is struggling to meet the gap due to subdued contribution from the hydropower segment.
අපේ රටේ විදුලි බලය උත්පාදනය කරන ජලාශවල අද වෙනකොට තියෙන ජල ප්‍රමාණය සම්පූර්ණ ධාරිතාවෙන් 34% පමණයි. නමුත් පහුගිය සති කිහිපේ රටේ හැමතැනටම වැස්සා ජලාශ තියෙන ප්‍රදේශ වලට ඇරෙන්න. ඒ වැසි වලින් ජලාශ අපේ විදුලි බලය උත්පාදනය කරන ජලාශ වලට එකතු වුණේ 4%ක විතර ප්‍රමාණයක් පමණයි. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් ජලාශවල සම්පූර්ණ ධාරිතාවෙන් 1%ක් වැය වෙනවා සෑම දවසකම. ඒ නිසා විදුලි බල අමාත්‍යාංශය හැටියට අපි රටේ ජනතාවගෙන් බගෑපත්තු ඉල්ලනවා ආයාචනය කරනවා අපි ඉතාමත්ම අසිරු තත්ත්වයක්. ඒ කියන්නේ වසර 10කට පස්සේ අපේ ජලාශවල ඇති අඩුම ජල මට්ටමට අපි අද මුහුණ දීලා තියෙනවා. විදුලි බල උත්පාදනය කරන ජලාශවල සහාය නොමැතිව පද්ධතිය පවත්වාගෙන යාම පිළිබඳ දැවැන්ත අරගලයක අපි යෙදලා ඉන්නවා.
Market closed on a positive note today. Let's take a look at the details after this short break. Welcome back to the show. Trading at the Colombo Stock Exchange ended on a positive note today. The all share price index gained 3.35 points to close at 6,096.39 and the S&P SL20 index gained 7.12 points to close the session at 3,485.2. Turnover was 506.8 million rupees and 9.3 million shares were traded. Price gains were seen in counters such as John Keells Holdings, Dialog Asiata and Sri Lanka Telecom. Crossings were witnessed in Swisstech, Sampath Bank, Hat National Bank and John Keys Holdings. Retail interest was noted in Sierra Cables, Melstar Corp and Sansa Development Bank. Meanwhile, foreigners remained active, closing as net buyers, mainly due to foreign purchases in John Keys Holdings and Sampath Bank. Up next are the day's forex rates. And that wraps up the show for tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow at the same time. Until then, thank you for watching. Have a pleasant evening.